what's up, guys? It's Ramen here, and I'm joined by my friend Josh, and this is going to be a snippet from our podcast that we are going to be starting up. Today's topic is virtual reality. So Josh, hello, how's it going?
It's going really well. What about you?
Nice, nice. I'm going good. I'm not nervous or anything. First podcast ever. So yeah. So the driving question for today's podcast is: what will virtual reality look like in the future, and what technology advances do you think we'll make?
Oh,
Anything
I
off the bat?
mean, to be honest, that's kind of what I went to college for. I just want
Wait,
to be able to actually bring the new technology into advance.
uh,
Um,
like SAO type vibes?
oh yeah, 100%. I like my main focus right now is trying to be able to make the closest thing to full time technology as we can get.
Alright, alright. Well, we're gonna get there soon because I don't know if you heard anything about the Elon Musk thing that they
Yeah,
started
that the,
up.
the one where they put in the pig and it transmitted his brain waves or something.
Yeah, that one's getting like really close to like someone becoming a full dive. It's like it's a Neuralink basically, which
Yeah.
is nice in my opinion. Anyway, though, we're gonna start off with some like facts about history about VR chat. So VR was created in 1957, and this guy he created VR by creating this like theater cabinet multimedia device that like offered people an interactive experience. It's basically like a big giant box, and like it had like one of those Pac-Man type screens to it. You ever go to the arcade and it had like the
Yeah.
Pac-Man things, but it was like a big box. You went in the big box, and then like it was completely blacked out, and then you had the screen basically. That was like the best they could do to making it like VR. So
I
fuck.
mean, back then that was probably like super interesting to them. Like holy cow! Like we can do something that doesn't have to be with our real life, which
True.
is completely different from how it is now. It's like now you can literally put yourself into that world.
It's like technology has gone so far that you can come home from work, go on the couch or something like that, grab your VR headset, lay down or just stand up in the middle of your living room and be able to connect to the VR world. Like you don't even have to go anywhere. You can just go home, grab your headset, and boom, you're already there. That's really all you got to do.
Well, the really
Uh,
cool thing is now like you can on the newer models you don't even have to be like in your home. Like
True.
you can literally take it wherever you want and be
Or
able
like
to explore a whole different universe if you really wanted to.
True, and like with like VR worlds now, like, there's so many different things. Like you can play like games like Beat Saber or like those horror games. I know they have those horror games, or that you could just go into VR chat and like meet like new people from like the other side of the world. Like you can go into like thousands upon thousands of world and meet new people that you'd never like meet in person. Um,
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think that's a lot of why people do make virtual reality is so that they can actually have that experience with people that aren't like right down the street from you. You can meet so many people that are like in different countries. Like just from gaming alone, I've made friends from all over the world.
I mean, I guess that kind of counts with us too, because you live in a completely different state than I do.
Yeah,
And we met over VR chat
yeah.
basically.
And like if VR wasn't even like possible, we would have never met.
No, there'd probably be a very unlikely chance that we would ever meet. Like without like the technology that we have today, like VR is probably one of the best ways to interact with people that you've never met, or interact with people during like the social pandemic, because you can't go outside that much anymore. But VR is like a really great way to get into a new world and be able to connect with them, if you feel my vibe.
Yeah.
All right. Anywho, so I don't know if you heard anything, but they were making so the VR headsets have gradually came out, and like there's a lot like more. There's like a wider range of VR headsets that you can, because I know there's like some like the Oculus Rift that you
Mhm.
can get, and I'm pretty sure you don't have to use it with like your PC. Like you can connect it without the PC. So I mean, like
Yeah.
they make all these new headsets where you
They
don't have
make yeah, they
to.
make standalone headsets.
Yeah, and then they also I heard that they and I saw that they made headsets where you have full body tracking where you can basically just go into VR world and say if someone taps you on the arm, like you have a full body suit that you could feel the person tapping on you.
Yeah, I have been actually looking at those for like the past month.
How
They're
much are
making
they?
these. They're kind of expensive, like very expensive.
Like five hundred
Um,
dollars more than a
more
regular
than
headset?
500, like more, way
Oh
more.
God. I honestly though I
Like
think that'd
for
be cool though, like because it's kind of coming off of like SAO and like full life
yeah,
technology. Because then you can instead of seeing and hearing the people, you can actually
you
feel.
can see your feel.
You could feel them now. Like if they touch you on the arm or something, you could feel that. Like it. It's amazing how they did it. Like you could feel from like an online world, and it comes and actually touches your body. It's
Yeah.
I'm not smart enough to figure that stuff out at all.
It's very very complicated, but
Indeed.
it's very cool. Like it's so interesting that you can take the what happens in like technology, like literally you'll see somebody and then they come up and touch you and you can feel that in real life. Like it just it's very interesting how that actually works.
Another thing that's interesting is I haven't experienced it myself, but headsets because I don't have enough money to buy them right now. If you could just like say like share your experience of how it feels when you put on the
Oh,
headset.
bro, it's like chewing five gum. It stimulates your senses, dude. It is completely insane. It's completely different. You'll get in and you feel like you're there.
You,
It it it
I like
completely changes your mindset. It makes you
um
feel like
I don't know if you ever saw, but like those like YouTube videos or where like people would like spend like weeks on end in VR chat or like where
I've watched
they
the videos like that.
or like where they would like instead of like sleeping like you know like normally they would go in
Yeah,
VR and sleep that way. I'm like, dude, like imagine that like, you go in VR and then you fall asleep and then randomly you wake up and you're it. I honestly I think
yeah.
you'd feel like you're in an anime basically.
Oh
Like,
no, yeah. Like there was this guy. He fell asleep playing Minecraft VR.
mhm.
And when he woke up, like he started to freak out because he didn't realize that he was in VR. He was like, "Wait, where am I? Like, what? Wait, huh?" And then he realized he was in VR, and he was like, "Oh, I kind of freaked out there." Like,
Yeah,
well, what a big thing that I've been like researching with some friends on VR chat is it's called Phantom Touch, and it's apparently like you know how like they're starting to do the things where you can actually touch people. Well,
yeah, like full body.
people are being able to like just from seeing you like seeing somebody touch you in the game, you can feel it in real life.
Yeah.
And it's just like the same thing. If you fall asleep in the game, it just enhances your like I don't know how to put it. Um
Are you like trying to say like it enhances your like awareness or
yeah, yeah, like it makes it feel real.
I see
Like
that. Though another thing with it though is like when I was watching those videos and like learning about how they were like sleeping like or spending weeks on end in VR, like you could tell like there was some downsides like with your eyes. I knew like
yeah,
the
the biggest
heat or
downside
like
is your eyes.
the small amounts of radiation. I don't, yeah, like small amounts of radiation like just like beaming on your eyes like really affected them. Like there wasn't like a lot of ventilation for them to just like have nice ventilation for the air to come in and like maybe cool down your eyes a bit. It's like imagine just being in VR chat or like in a VR world for 24/7. Like you wake up, you're in VR chat. You go and eat something, you're still in VR chat. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's like honestly, I want to try it sooner or later when I get a VR headset. But like, I feel like it's like it could become an addiction. You know,
No, I believe me, from firsthand experience, once you do it, like you won't stop.
like I'm
it,
already
it
hooked
it
on
really
VR.
does. It becomes an addiction
It yeah
because it brings you like if you're stuck in like say you live in like Canada and it's cold all the time, you don't have really much to do and go out, you can just hop into your VR and go to a beach. Like you
Yeah.
can literally just do what you physically could not.
You could
And it
go to anywhere like in the via like if it has like you can go to Africa and like stay somewhere in Africa, or you can go to London and stay somewhere in London and be on the other side of the world, and like it's just so it's interactive to the point where like it's like too much. Like if you don't take breaks from it, like your whole life gets sucked in from it.
Yeah, like one things that I like showing people whenever I show them my VR is I like showing them Google Earth because it allows them to fly around and look at places that they would normally never be able to travel to and visit.
Yeah. Another thing though, like I was reading up on how VR is addictive, and I was reading is like some people that like got sucked up to the point where they were like losing their jobs because they were spending all of their time in VR, and they were losing like these relationships with like friends and families because they got too sucked up into the VR world, you know?
Yeah,
So that's kind of like a thing though, like obviously like if full dive stuff does come out, like where you can
literally live a
basically
whole different life. Yeah,
yeah, you can basically become the main character of your own TV
your own
show,
anime.
anime, TV show, movie, whatever it is. I like honestly, I would 100% say yes. I don't know who wouldn't say yes to it, but
I,
like
yeah,
it's the thing is like putting yourself in like a healthy like place where you can go in there and come out and not be like addicted to it, you know? Like
yeah.
because I know
But
once
I mean,
Full Dive comes out, like it's everyone's gonna hop on it, and like there's gonna be like at least 1,000 people that's gonna be addicted to um VR chat and like Full Dive technology.
yeah, but when it comes to anything, humans are very addictive, just like in general. So like even when it comes to things that aren't VR, they easily get addicted to.
True,
Like there are
true.
people who already will sit there and game all day, 24 hours a day.
Yes, but
And
like
it even that's an issue sometimes when it comes to work and
yes,
causes them to have issues with that stuff.
unless it's their job. So like if they game for a living and they're able to like
I
live off
wish
of
I
it,
could.
same. By the way, twitch.tv, Big Papa Ramen, Apex Legends player right here. Anyways, back to the main topic at hand. Like even that, like if people could make like VR chat or the VR like virtual world their like jobs, then I think that probably add like a bigger problem to it. Because like
Well,
then I don't know how they would do it. Maybe
I
like
think it possibly could work that way because there's
um
gonna be a big population that wants to be in there and to
yeah
create a real life experience. Some people are gonna they're gonna go to work in real life, come home, go to work in VR. But they're gonna be happy with that
yeah
because they're getting to live a whole different life than they are now.
they're
And I
basically
mean,
living like two different lives at that point. Then
yeah, and I mean, but a lot of people want that. A lot of
true.
people genuinely want that. They're like, well, if I can live a whole nother life, then it's worth it.
Like it's like I wouldn't mind that though. Like going to the daytime would be living in the real world, doing what you need, but like at nighttime, you basically be able to go into a new world and be a new person, be a person that
Yeah.
you've always wanted to be. Also, along with like making it like the job, I think another thing they might do is like kind of like a role play essence, like how SAO or like have like try to do like an anime type vibe with it.
Yeah.
Maybe I feel like that might help. Like not help, but like I think that might happen once Full Dive does come out because I already know like
Well,
something like that's probably gonna take place.
they're like it's not going to be really used for like if you really think about it, full dive in VR is really only centered towards usually one thing, which is either gaming, but there are other uses for it, as in people can use it for medical training, for sports training. Like
Yeah,
they'll be able to use it for so much more, but the main genre of it will be gamers.
yeah,
And
S-
so they're gonna try to make it more for them than for anybody else.
There's gonna be a bigger audience for the gaming rather than
Yeah.
the benefits that VR could bring to people. Speaking about the benefits of it, did you know that recent studies have showed that they're trying to get like real time training in for like military people? So like I don't know if you ever seen those animes where they'll be like, hey, like if we go into VR chat, maybe we could settle our war there, so that way our world could be peaceful. You know?
Yeah, I mean that's smart.
It is smart. Like you don't have to deal with casualties or anything like that. But then I feel like you would have to deal with overpopulation more, if anything.
Yeah.
Um, so they might use it, but really, like we don't really have too many big wars to where it's gonna be effective. It's we don't have wars
Yeah.
that's gonna affect us like at a big level like World War I and II did. Um,
Yeah.
also
I
like
mean,
oh, go
I
ahead, go
think
ahead.
I think it comes with the same thing as like people who like sit there and play FPSs all the time. They are already they automatically already have a lot more advantage in military like strategies and stuff because
Hmm.
they've played those games all their life.
They
And
train their
so
brains to the
yeah,
strategies.
and so when those people do end up having like VR or full dive technology, I think it'll help a lot with military and stuff like that. But I don't know if it'll fully come to that or be um fully made for that.
Yeah, like I mean, they could probably like people with FES experience in the background, maybe they would hire those people just because they
To
already had
train. Yeah,
the muscle memory and the in-game strategies. And they're like a lot more aware of technology now to actually
yeah,
dive into the game and maybe fight other people. So I mean, they might just get hired for that type of stuff, which I think is pretty cool. But then again, like that the like rate that it could happen or like the chance that it could happen, I don't think it's gonna happen for like at least 20 to 30 years. I'm hoping maybe. I don't think we'll be too advanced by that time.
yeah,
I don't think we'll be at full dive technology until I'm like 50 or 60 or something like that. I don't see it happening too soon because like there's a lot of stuffs with it. Like even with the Neuralink, I don't know how long Elon Musk was working on it, but the Neuralink is basically the next step into
yeah,
full dive technology because they um so Elon Musk, sorry, he put the Neuralinks into pigs, which is a brain interface technology that it tracks the wavelength of the pig and shows up, and I guess I don't know. It basically shows the wavelengths of a pig, and it could show the pig moves basically, which I don't know if you watch Sao, but like in Sao, when Kirito was in the underworld, they kind of in the underworld and in the fairy one, they kind of were trying to manipulate or trying to manipulate the brain like waves of like people and then being able to control them. I don't know if you remember that, or like trying to
yeah.
copy the souls. So like just imagine that sooner or later, like that could happen, you know.
Well, yes. I mean, in the distant future, I definitely think there are going to be people who are going to try to do stuff like that. Who are going to try to mess with full dive technology.
It's I'm excited about it, but like it kind of brings like a whole new face to like
Yeah, to crime and
cyber hack, cyber crime and all that, because um it's gonna be something that's gonna be, I know it's gonna freak a lot of people out, but a lot of
yeah.
people are gonna be really interested to see how it is. um Another thing is virtual reality is now used for therapy, believe it or not. Some people will use VR like worlds. Like you can go to a building or something, and if you're afraid of heights, you could just fall off in VR chat, and it
Mhm.
looks so real that maybe
It tricks your brain.
it
Yeah,
yeah, it could trick your brain into thinking that you can overcome a phobia. So
yeah,
I know the medical world in the medical scene is trying to get into VR so they can use it um, for helping other people maybe with PTSD, to help them with maybe calming down or helping them cope with PTSD or other mental illnesses. So I mean, honestly, I think that's amazing already. Like,
Well, like you bring up that too, and you can have the point of there are a lot of people in this world that have trouble talking with people that are but when they get into VR they have that opportunity to be able to talk to people, but it's not them, so it
mhm,
gives them a vessel to actually be able to speak through, and it allows
yes.
a lot of introverted people to become extroverted, and in the end it helps them in their real life also.
Mhm. So with that, I think it's because when you hop into VR chat, you don't know anything about this person, so you can't make any assumptions
Mhm.
or you can't be judgmental. So it's basically you get a clean slate. Basically, you can go on there
Yeah,
and you can talk to people and not be worried about maybe what you look like or any insecurities that you have. Also, I
yeah,
know that like VR chat, personally, like I have speech impediment problems, so like I can't say some words right. But even going in there and being able to talk to people, like I can see that it kind of fixes it in a way, or it kind of makes it easier to talk and not say some words differently from other people. So honestly, I think it'd be like useful in the therapy slash mental illness side of of VR. Um, also, education wise, they are implementing it into VR now to where these students are able to learn, listen, and watch and maybe experience new things in VR that
well,
in a classroom you wouldn't be able to experience beforehand.
okay, well, a cool thing is in college they actually use VR to like for they showed like frick, this is hard to explain. But for like engineers,
Mm-hmm.
it's a huge way to be able to actually get in and walk through what you have constructed. Like it'll help with architecture, it'll help with engineering. It allows you to walk through and actually see what you put together and see if it's right or not. And
It's
then they
basically like a hands-on experience then.
yeah, it gives you like a hands-on experience of what you actually dealt with.
And it's probably cheaper that way too. Like I know with virtual reality, like now you're able to maybe hold meetings without maybe having to go to a place to hold the meeting, so you won't have to waste gas or maybe having to waste someone else's time. So it kind of saves time and money also, which I think is good. Um, Honestly, although I hopefully soon, I wonder if virtual reality will help us like um save money in a way that we like wouldn't think it would. Like maybe
Yeah.
it could help us save money, like if we're on VR chat or something like that and we are able to actually look at like our banks like money or like how much money we have, or use it for more day-to-day stuff like going to like a movie theaters, or um maybe if you wanted to travel to somewhere and you just didn't have the funds for it, you could just look it up on VR and
Mhm.
kind of go to there in the virtual essence, which is it could work. Along with your college thing, it it allows people to train in workshops and like simulations that they would be using for the future job, which
Yeah.
is honestly probably the best. Um, Let me see here. So another thing is, I heard that they are creating a virtual marketplace. Basically, have you heard of that yet or no?
No, but I could see that actually being the thing.
Um, Honestly though, with the virtual reality marketplace, I'm kind of wondering what it would be like. Maybe like Amazon, but you maybe go into the virtual reality for that, or what do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
Um, I don't actually I wouldn't know what to expect, but that sounds really interesting. Like
Yeah.
maybe it would be like an Amazon shop where But I mean, like, I would guarantee you, there's gonna be people who are gonna be like, well, I want to go grocery shopping, even though I don't actually want to go grocery shopping, and they'll
Yeah.
go grocery shopping in VR.
So like maybe they could the marketplace could be to where they could buy clothes, shoes, food,
Yeah, they could
and
actually go shopping, but it would be all
um
done online.
yeah, like maybe buy movies or something like that for your family to
Mhm.
watch so that way you can transition it to like a TV or something like that.
Yeah.
It could basically become online shopping how it is now, but
Hmm.
turn it
But
into an
you're actually there.
interface to where
Yeah.
yeah, you actually there maybe you can go to the website, maybe like say for shoes for example, maybe you can go to a Foot Locker on the website and from there they have like an interface to where you can connect to it. Which also I want to know, or maybe like ponder on if like you can bring the VR world into reality. Like it kind of sounds weird, like but like if you go to a store, right? Say Foot Locker, for example, in VR, and maybe like you can connect to someone that's not in VR, and maybe that person's actually working the store and they
Yeah.
be able to like bring a
Assist
camera
you.
around
Yeah.
or something like that and show you everything about the shoes, which honestly if we get another pandemic or something like that, maybe that'd be very beneficial for people and maybe help with social distancing and everything like that, which I think is probably best.
I think it would be really, really cool if they would be able to, like, because there's gonna be some people who are physically um, unable to go to like an actual shop, and it might be able
Mhm,
the only way to do something is to work like that.
indeed.
They'll have to be able to have somebody in real life to help them through virtual. I think a lot of it. I think it would help a lot with like back to the topic of like medicine and like and stuff. Like I think it would help a lot with like physical therapy, and
Mhm,
if you trick the brain into thinking that you're walking, it might actually help you walk, because we don't know how powerful our brain is yet.
mhm. Along with that, maybe like, cause like I know they kind of have technology is so advanced to where we can basically be create like a hologram in editing basically to where we'd have someone in like a VR standpoint and like going through an editing process like that if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
um I want to assume if like maybe it could be like a little Star Wars thing where they have like the little like circular thing and they put it on the table and like the hologram shows up and maybe like you could kind of go along with VR in that way maybe, so that
yeah,
way like if you are shopping online then they can see what you look like and see how it may help you and how maybe like if you can show them a description of yourself, like say how tall you are, like what's your feet size, or like say if you're allergic to something, if you're at a food store or something like that, just like give you enough of a description to where you're not going in there clueless,
yeah.
which is probably like another big thing. Like I know it's probably gonna take a really long time though to get to that point. um How long do you think that will take?
Um, I mean, as fast as technology is advancing right now, I honestly don't think it'll be too long before it actually happens.
Yeah, I honestly don't think so at all. Um, what else do you think about VR or the advancements that we could make in virtual reality?
Um, I mean, like, I'm all for it because I'm such a VR advocate, but at the same time, it could be bad for us too.
Hmm.
It could cause like the next generation to just not be able to do anything in real life, you know?
Yeah, it
I mean,
could.
it comes with its upsides and it comes with its
Hmm.
downsides.
I
But I
think.
mean, for me, because I'm like a huge gamer and I've always been that, and like I'm super interested in computers and just technology in general,
Hmm.
that I'm very like excited for technology to keep it advancing.
I think like another thing with that is like um I know there's like a lot of uncertainty with VR and like the technology that we have now, just because of like all those movies of like AI is taking over the world or something like that. Like it could happen. Like maybe it basically could happen if we get that far in technology. It could happen,
Yeah,
and I know like that is something that could like really freak people out. Like um it's one of those things where with technology we have to hold ourselves accountable for it, and we have to hold ourselves at a higher responsibility, so things like that don't happen. So we have to be prepared in advance, so we don't have to make those mistakes in the future, or we don't have to like we don't we won't have to understand it in the future, or make or like think about it too late. Like if we are able to
yeah,
think about it now and recognize as this might happen, or the new generation might rely on the virtual world more than the real world more, we have to
yeah,
consider that
as a
as a
possibility.
possibility. Yeah. um Although I'm interested to see like maybe they make full dive, right? But maybe say like a big massive like disaster happens in the world or something like
Hmm.
that. And they want to keep mankind or humankind there and not let it go extinct. Maybe there's like a huge meteor that comes and hits the earth at some point. Maybe then they could have maybe they did copy our souls on our mindset into the VR world. So that way, at least then, we're still here.
Yeah,
Like, it's hard to explain, but like, be here, like, in the virtual reality, but like, Earth is completely destroyed. Like, they put
yeah.
us on like a spaceship and we're in deep sleep and we're just hanging out in that VR,
I
VR
mean, like,
world.
eventually, if that does like happen, like if Earth becomes uninhabitable, if we that would be a great way to keep living life how we
Mm-hmm.
do now. If we can just go into full dive, put us all to sleep, they like hypersleep, like if that's a thing in the
Mm-hmm.
future, and we'll be able to just live on our normal lives as if we were. And I mean, if that does come to happen, then like human life would live on for eternity because it's
Yeah.
virtual. It's and
Um,
if we find a way to keep ourselves in hypersleep for a very long time, then technically we'll become
or
like
just maybe I don't know if it's possible, but like copy our genetic
technically
code
anything's
into
possible.
a server basically.
Yeah, and so our genetic code is always there, so
Hmm.
we're always there.
Although like I wonder with that, maybe like do we at like a certain point, maybe like you reached like 100 years old, do they cut you off, or does like the server manually um like short like fire, you know basically kills your real body? Like I wonder if it like um after some point, because I know there's like in a VR world like that, there's gonna be so many people that like maybe could make like a server lag. I mean, it has to be like a NASA PC or something like that.
Mhm.
But I wonder
And then
like
there
if like you could stop, like if you felt enough, like if you didn't want to like be in the VR world anymore, like you spent 200 years in the VR world, after the Earth was uninhabitable, like what if like there was an option for you to stop? Because like I know like most people would want to live for an eternity, right? Um, but I just wonder how that is, or wonder how um
I bet it'll come down to who has more money.
true. Or like I
Who can
wonder.
like who will pay to keep themselves in VR longer.
True. Well, I wonder how it's gonna be like if we are the last like generation, like is it just gonna be us our generation forever, or like is there gonna be some way to where we can make, I guess, like virtual reality babies, so that way generations continue forward?
Well, you gotta remember, not everybody is gonna be on board with the whole
True.
full dive VR thing.
Yeah.
So there will still be a small portion of the population that wants nothing to do with it and wants to keep living how they've always lived.
But that's another thing with my theory though. what if we can't live on Earth anymore, and that's like the only way? Like,
Well, then the people will end up just living on the spaceships and making life there.
true.
And I
Maybe
mean,
they be the workers to the people that would be in
yeah.
hypersleep, basically.
Hmm.
Um, I just found this out though. Guess how much the market is for VR now?
How much?
$34 billion.
Jeez.
I
It's just gonna
mean, that's
it's
bigger
just
than
gonna
the
keep going
gaming.
up.
That's
Yeah,
bigger than
it's gonna
gaming.
keep going up. It's going
Indeed.
to. Like,
So
because when it comes down to it, VR honestly is more, I wouldn't say like available, but it's people who
it's
aren't
more
used
eye
to
opening,
gaming.
basically.
Yeah, people who aren't used to gaming can still get into VR and really enjoy it.
Hmm. Like
But
you
just
could have many experiences.
the main majority of VR is gamers. But there is a lot of other ways to get you into VR. You don't
Hmm.
have to just know about it because, oh, I've been gaming my entire life.
Hmm. Um, yeah, like honestly, I just honestly for like right now, I think we're at like a very stable point in like the virtual world. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like we right now we are like at a very good point to where we can kind of just relax with it. We don't need to rush to make um like full dive like complete or make it to as a, like you can go into full dive technology. We don't like the closest thing I think we have to that right now is either the Neuralink that Elon Musk has created or what is it? The like the Oculus Rift with no controller and maybe the full body suit. I think that's probably the
Yeah.
closest thing we've gotten to um VR or you know virtual reality in the sense of full dive technology. So with that, that concludes the podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. But we are gonna have to end it here. If you guys want to listen to more podcasts, or if you guys want us to make more, um, just let us know because me and Josh are both down to make more podcasts. We really enjoyed making this one, even though it was one of our first podcasts, and we were very unexperienced, and we tried to do the best that we could. But yeah, there you guys, and hope you guys have a nice day.